Boodle here at YCS Field. Whoa, my goodness, welcome back to the channel, Hunter Lloyd.
Hi, hello.
Yo, what you do today, man?
Well, I top-aided the Philadelphia YCS with branded Labrynth.
Branded Labyrinth?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yo, what made you decide to play this list, man?
We were playing for fun. We were sitting in the airport. I didn't really expect to do well, and I always messed around with the concept of the furniture pieces being sent off Branded Fusion to get plays. And so that's like where the main idea of the deck came from. Just because like getting a Mirror Jade, which is like 2 1-ups by itself, and a follow-up is just insane to me. For ratios though, I'm gonna get it right in the profile. 2 Ariana, and then 3 big girls. I only play 3 big girls total because in my mind, these are more of like bricks. You only really wanna summon them off the traps. Yeah, sure, like this one's okay to draw, but you don't want to draw it in multiples, nor do you really want to see the card unless you're searching it or summoning it off Ariana. And this is like more or less the card you really want to see, either her or the furniture pieces. I play 3 of each. I'm playing 50 cards, so I max out on all of them. It just makes it easier to see cards and just start playing on your opponent's turn. The deck itself inherently has like one of the highest hand trap to like engine card ratios in the entire game. It's like 24 hand trap type cards because of the 6 here. And then finally you have like 1 clock to make sure all your traps are quick plays. A lot of the time, if you get full setup, you'll go, every single trap card activation will let you go +3 to 5, depending on how.
Wow.
But yeah, usually it's pop, special summon, add back, and then activate another trap, and then activate any trap from your deck, and a draw. That's like the theory behind everything. So it's like a +5 altogether every single time you do something. That's it for like the Labyrinth engine. Obviously I play 2 Albaz and 3 Branded Fusion. This is all I play for the engine because you don't really want to play like a Luber and discard more cards because you're already discarding a lot of cards here, and you don't want to like discard necessary hand traps or like trap cards you could be playing. There's a lot like flexibility in this card too, like for certain matchups. Like you can make Sanctifier Dragon to summon back the pieces, or Lady Labyrinth, and then like she'll trigger off a trap card that you have, and then you can stop the your cashier opponent from playing. It's just something nice to have. It gives you a beater, it gives you engine, and it gives you like a faster turn pace. This deck can out OTK because of Branded Fusion. Yeah, I literally just OTK'd my top 32 opponent twice. You literally just murked him. Yeah, it was great. For hand traps, I play 3 Veiler. The reason why I played Veiler is because it works with Branded Fusion because it's a light spellcaster. The only one that I play in the deck, I don't play like Cartagia or any of those cards. So it's for Sanctifier. I play 3 Gamma because this card's just nuts. God bless my mans. God bless. 1 Driver. Common thing you can do in this deck is like, because you play so many good spell card activations, so like here you play Little Welcome, Big Welcome, etc. Those are prime Ash targets. So just having like Gamma or being able to like Gamma them previously in the turn and then Big Welcome back a Driver to your hand is just really crucial because it's a free discard later. So like you'll go plus, you'll pop a card, get back a card, blah 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 blah, and it's just like big, really big. Happened all day, every day. 3 main deck Droll. Just another hand trap. It just is what it is. I played a lot of super heavy. It's a really good matchup for this deck because of the amount of hand traps you play. 2 Ogre, 2 Ash. I'm not a fan of Ash. I think this card sucks. And every matchup except for either Branded, and that's it. And this deck is really actually good against Ash. But I respect traps enough to where I can play them, but I don't think the event itself was prepared for traps, so I didn't side heavily for traps. 2 Nib. The reason for this one is that the deck actually plays really, really well with Nibiru and Magnemud and all those cards because Big Welcome can actually bounce Nibiru back to your hands, and that's like a huge thing. Another cool thing you can do with Nib is if you activate Nib and you chain like Chandelier or Torby, you'll tribute the board, but it's like the old Orcus thing where like since you didn't summon the Nibiru, they don't get the token. It's pretty cool like interaction. I did it like once. It was okay. 3 Prosperity, shout out to Solo Games. It's just an engine card. You don't care if you get drolled. The deck doesn't do anything. 3 Welcome, 2 Little, 3 Big. This card is broken. this card should have been hit. This card is just like the best card in the deck by far, by a mile. If you think otherwise, you're just wrong. It does everything you want it to. It has 2 effects. First effect is either summon from hand, deck, or graveyard, while this one can only summon from deck. 2, it has no restriction. This one has a restriction of locking you only into fiends. That's the second part of why this one sucks over this one. Third reason, the grave effect inherently is a lot better because it creates a pseudo interruption and or follow-up for the following turn, just for like Lady Labyrinth or the furniture pieces, etc. Even just bouncing your own cards can be like super crucial. There's just some games where like I only came back because I was bouncing my own furniture pieces to just keep like making so my opponent didn't have cards, or I kept having engine. It is what it is. Other trap cards I played 3 Imperm. It's a hand trap, and it's like really works well with the deck. Always place this card in your, well, it's no longer relevant, but I always place this card in the Pendulum Zone for a super heavy deck. 1 Me the Game Man's Hoven. It is what it is. 3 Skill Drain. You're playing a trap deck. Might as well play all the good trap cards. And then finally, the last 3 cards that I played. These are like the versatile traps that like most people would either play like Overroot or like cards that basically remove cards to set off Lady Labyrinth. I played 1 Punishment, 1 Barrier, and then 1 Karma Cannon. The reasoning behind all 3 of these is 1, this one can get you to the branded side of your deck by sending Albion. Yeah, sure, you won't be able to use it next turn, but it's a play, and if you have enough cards to make it so that you can get to that turn, it's a lot better than, say, like just doing nothing with the card and just like sending an extra notice and just not doing anything. Like, because a lot of times you'll just have you'll have more interruptions than you'll have cards, so you might as well just add more follow-up. Barrier is really just out like Noir. Yeah, I called Pendulum against super heavy like one time. It was okay. Like this card was like painfully mid all day. I'm not gonna lie. I did the thing like once where I barrier locked someone. Felt cool. It's like a Gamma Puppet locked in this deck. Karma Cannon, same reasoning for the Noir, outing Noir, but also it's just like inherently better into a lot better matchups, especially if you go first. Like Kastira, you can book their first monster. It's pretty okay there. Super Heavy Samurai, same thing. You can book the Soul Piercer, and it's usually pretty good. But like, there's just a lot of cards like that. Small interactions usually win the game for this deck. For the extra deck, I have a little Madoka. It's a token. This is one I nib people and they don't have a token. My extra deck is a lot, 3 types, as Kamal likes to say. It's Garura, punishment target, punishment target. You can technically make this if you need to put back your from the Vanish pile with Lubellion, but it doesn't happen often enough. Lubellion. I only play 1 because I needed to find extra deck space, and if they're hitting this card with Mind Hacker, who really cares? 1 Rimbrum. Just in case you can send it off Mirror Jade if you have an extra Albaz in the graveyard to fuse. I played this one for that reason, just in case that you play like Cash or something, so it's just an extra body. 2 Albion. 1 because you need 1 to send off Mirror Jade, and it's just better to have like an extra 1. 2, I play 2 Jade because obviously Mind Hacker, and this is usually the card you want to summon. And then 1 Sanctifier Dragon. Sanctifier is really just for like the grind game. And came a lot of times where a lot of targeting removals around nowadays, and even the effect of summon from graveyard comes up sometimes too, because you can just get cards in the extra deck, so extra monster zone. So it's just good. Other cards, Links, I play 3. I play these 2 because they're Fiends, and Little Welcome locks you into Fiends. So these are the only Links you can really play that are like easy to make. Fiends came up once. I bought the Con, I think. This guy, he's the punishment target to send for big, to send for Garura to draw 1. It's okay. It's not bad. And then I play 2 Synchros. I played this one for Gamma if they Ash Prosperity or Troll me for whatever reason, even though I'm playing a trap deck. And then I play Chaos Angel. This card's really easy to make in the deck because Lady Lab and Lovely are both 8s plus Torby. So just make this to make it so your entire board can't die by battle. Finally, for the side deck, 3 Magna, 1 of this guy, bald. 5 Bystials because the deck plays really well with the hand traps that actually go onto the board, and you can big welcome bounce them back to your hand. So it's just every single time you play against like Despia or any of those cards that like even a mirror, you just keep bouncing these back to your hand and keep gaining advantage. And also 2/5, which is nice. And they're also really key to Chaos Angels because they're 6s with Ariana. So there's a lot of reasoning of why these cards are good. 2 Lava Golem. We couldn't fit in 3, more or less because I play like 3 board wipes. Regeki was insane. Shout out to Solo Games. Literally, like, I Regeki Gamma'd someone, and I just felt so insane. Like, this card was just insane. But like usually it's just there for Kestria, because there's just times where they just end off on Rise or Pass, and none of them are playing like Lance anymore. So it just like works out really well. But there's just times like where it's hard for you to remove cards without trap cards, so it's just easier to play this card. Triple goes in inside deck. I needed a card for going first, but I couldn't find space to take out in the main deck because I didn't want to go over 50. So we just moved this to the side deck, and because we figured there was a lot of matchups that were purely dark, and then if there was a matchup that wasn't, we decided in at 3. So it was an amazing card all day around. And then 1 E-Red, 1 deck dev. If for people that don't know, these are old cards. This one, usually you're calling spells or traps, depending on what you're doing. You sack a 2/5 or higher beater to call either spell or trap. You look at your all cards your opponent controls and all cards in their hands, and then you kill whatever type. And then for the next 3 turns, all those cards die. This one is the same thing, except for this is monsters with 1500 or less attack. So you side this one in against Pearly, the Mirror, you side it against Runic, any of those decks, and then this one you side against like Super Heavy Samurai, even though the deck's dead. I played like 6 Super Heavy Samurai players. At like 3 of them, I like activated this, and I hit like 4 cards in their hand, and then Lovely Labyrinth hit the last card out of his hand. So I like hand looped him for 5 turn 0. It was great.
Going lastly, any shout outs you like that?
Yeah, I want to shout out to Solo Games, everyone from South Florida. I appreciate you for letting me on the channel. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
There you go, and thanks again. Congrats on top 8.
No problem, bro.